Ryan. What's up? Had a chance to get back on here real quick. Um, Sorry about earlier. The baby got cranky and mom needed help and she wanted me. She just wanted to be in my arms and she just wanted to be laying on me. So, what's up? The mustache is gone because I had like a skin irritation underneath it, so I chopped it off and I said I'll be Amish for a little while. I pull it off. I could be Amish. I've got the heaters going in the background, so if they get too annoying, just let me know and I'll shut one of them off. My shoulders and my chest are real sore today. Well, my upper part of my chest, so I figured my back has calmed down over the last couple of days, so time to hit it again. Just trying to go for volume work tonight, nothing too crazy number-wise. Need your hat and buggy, I agree. You changed your name, ID 4687. What's up, Jaybird? Squat, bench, deadlift. Hey man, I take the compliments. I remember when I was younger, I was in Naperville and we were going past a gay bar. And this was back when I was in my early 20s and I was all jacked and no fat on my body or anything like that. One of the gay guys leaned out of the bar as I was walking by and he went, bam, right on my rump. I turned around and looked and I was like, what the fuck? My buddy was like, no, you don't want to go in there and start that, man. Just say thank you and take it as a compliment and just keep going, because you're going to go in there and you're going to try to start some stuff and you're going to get your ass kicked by all them guys, because there's like the whole bar is full of gay dudes. Just keep walking and take it as a compliment. The bar alone is 45 pounds. So, yeah, I've never had a problem taking compliments from gay dudes. It's actually kind of flattering. I'm not into the whole gay thing, don't get me wrong, but it is kind of flattering. You guys see what was it you guys see that teacher, that substitute teacher that got fired from her job because she's like got a snowplow on the cup ready for winter. Busted up my knuckles and some stuff came out of me to where it was dripping on the driveway, but we good. Clean the garage too. Nice, very nice. AGM batteries are pretty much only if if you have like a high load type situation to where you're running some of these vehicles that have like onboard inverter generator kind of thing, and you need power supply to supply power supply. AGM batteries would be beneficial there, or if you're doing a lot of start stop, or if you're running other equipment off of the truck in some kind of unconventional way. If you don't need more power than what the truck can use by naturally running, and you're not running anything extra off the truck, then AGM batteries they're not worth the money. But as of the last like 5 to 10 years, closer to like 5 to 7 years, I think, batteries have just been manufactured just garbage. They're not very good at all. Like I said, if you guys get tired of hearing those heaters in the background, let me know and I'll shut the heaters off. It ain't too. Am I on test? Yes, I am on test. But only 200 milligrams, just enough to get my numbers just above what like a 20-year-old would be. So you think 19, 20 years old, you're somewhere around 800, 900. Mine are at like 1150. So I'm doing pretty good. I've got a little bit of an advantage. I've been putting on some nice lean muscle mass lately, and my strength has been going up. But that's also because my numbers dropped down to like 200. And the doctor was like, "Oh, that's not good. We need to get you on some testosterone cypionate, get those numbers back up, get you cranking out, putting some lean muscle mass on it. It'll help you drop the extra pounds." So yes, I am. Trouble. May need a set of batteries for the truck here soon. These are 5 years old. Yeah, probably. It is cold. It's like it gets down into the low 50s and 40s here at night. I do gardening. I absolutely do, but I haven't had very much of a chance to do it here. Oh, try to pull these out nice and even. Lizer, what's up? Missing car a little bit. Yeah, well, come help me get this transmission to this Grand Marquis and you won't have to miss it. You could just take this thing for the weekend. What's up, man? How are you? Ooh wee. Ooh doggy. Now back to what I was saying. I don't think I finished saying it. Did you guys see the substitute teacher? Uh, oh yeah. The Tom's Key thing. They reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, look, you know, they got enough fan base as it is. They got enough business, but they were like talking to me. We'd like to just hook you up and sponsor you. You don't even really have to make too much of a deal or anything like that. It's not like we're hurting for business, but we want to show you our product. Just give me a couple pictures of your key, you know, top, bottom, side, then overall view of what the end of it looks like, where the part where you put your hand. Give us a couple pictures of it, and we'll cut you a key and send it to you. And we got videos on our YouTube channel that actually show you how to program your keys. Sometimes there's multiple pieces that have to be done, but they supply everything that you need to program the keys to your car, which is kind of cool. Well, it's not kind of cool, it is cool. So, you know, I thought to myself, I'm not going to say no to that. I like working with people that make things easier on us as the consumer. Hanging in there, all the appointments and treatments. Hope. Hello, what's up, Legacy? New here. Welcome. Welcome to the craziness. Favorite Corvette? I don't know, I like the C6, but my favorite Corvette of all time would probably be, what was it, back in the late 80s? They made like an 800 horsepower. It was a specialty Corvette that had like a twin turbo engine, or it was a supercharged engine, and you could get it from the factory that way, but it was a specialty order Corvette. What was it called? A Lingenfelter or something like that? Lingenfelter Corvette. They say those things they were almost unbeatable for years and years and years. It was like one of the fastest performance production cars that you could buy. All right, just step the weight up a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, it worked. It came out good. My wife was like super surprised. She was like, "Babe, these are just falling right off the bone." And I was like, "They're good. They really are." About 10 to 15 minutes on each side at really high temp. If you're on a grill, you got to be careful because the grill is more direct. So probably I'd say like 7 to 10 minutes on each side, and just a little bit of. I want to try potato starch, but I don't know if it'll work. but just a sprinkle of cornstarch over all of them, season them, flip it over to the other side, sprinkle of cornstarch, season them, and if you're not using dry rub, then don't season them. Only use the cornstarch. About 10 minutes on each side, maybe longer, because you got to get them crispy. So these were about 15 minutes on each side. The grill probably would have been max 10 minutes on each side. And then if you're using a wet sauce, because you're not seasoning ahead of time, you're just going to do the cornstarch and get them to crisp. Then do your wet sauce and baste it on. Like my wife, she likes that honey sweet baby Ray's. So I made hers, got them nice and crispy, and then got a little bowl with some sweet baby Ray's, and then I basted them, the barbecue sauce on them, and I did like 2 or 3 minutes on each side. And it came out just real lightly caramelized, and she said this meat was just sucking right off the bone. Didn't even have to really try. Should you use Valvoline Restore and Protect for the life of the car after? No, you don't have to. You can stop whenever you want. What do I think about the new GF7 oil? Valvoline is the first to do it. I mean, it's supposed to be the best thing, backwards compatible to everything, so I thought there was somebody else that did it. It wasn't just Valvoline. Again tomorrow, God help me. And then maybe somewhere else, but we see what tomorrow brings. Why do you gotta go back to Acura? Did the engine blow up? Oh, this feels heavy. Uh-oh. This feels heavy. Oh, fuck. Woo! Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. Whew. Fresh paint job check. Fresh inside check. This outside frame in the trunk. Watch it. Do it right. Do it. Lean back. Put your hand on the pine wood. Cream on the inside. Clean on the outside. Okay. Oh, the steering wheel. Best SUV for reliability. If you don't care that it's not brand new, honestly, for SUVs, I like the 11 to 19 Explorers. Overall, I would say, yeah, these guys are probably right, especially if they tell you like 4Runner or a RAV4, Highlander. Some of the Passports are good. Let's see, who else? Yeah. It'd probably be a Toyota or a Honda product, to be honest with you. But my favorite, like, mid-size SUV overall is the 2011 and 2019 Ford Explorers. Okay. Fuck. Ugh. Subaru Outback. I'm kind of impartial to Subarus. I mean, I think they're great to 100,000 miles, but once they start hitting around 100,000 miles, they're just not worth keeping. But again, that's just me. The older ones maybe, but nah, pass for me. Past 100,000 miles, I don't think so. I know better. Not happening, Jack. All right. It's been a while since I've done this weight. This is 245s, 235s. So 90, 70, 160. And then a 10 on each side. 180. Normally I stop at 160, but I haven't tried this in a while, so trying to build up that back. May as well. Oi. I hate doing the heavier stuff on the cable system because it's like, it's hard. I guess that's really what you want though too. So. Okay. God. Yeah, I like your vehicle, Ryan. When you came and picked us up from the airport, man, it was so comfortable driving home. I don't know that it was more comfortable than the town car though. The town car is just a comfortable car. You gotta have the right tires on it. It's gotta have the air suspension. It's gotta be a pretty tight car overall. So I loved the way my town car drove better than probably anything that I've been in. The only thing I'd say it's come close to it is like a Lincoln Nautilus or something like that. Yeah, probably a Lincoln Nautilus. Is it? Which one is the Nautilus is bigger than the Aviator, right? If I remember correctly. I was over at my aunt's house, and I said, "Where's the big old GMC, the 2500 you had out there?" And she said, "Well, after Jim died, I didn't really have a reason to keep some big giant heavy duty," and it's like a 22, 23 model GMC 2500 3/4 ton or 1 ton, whatever it was. And then she had a big ass Cadillac Escalade in the garage, and she was like, "What am I gonna do? Some old lady with no husband, nobody enjoyed this stuff with." So she said I sold them both to the same dealer, and I ended up getting a bunch of money back, and I bought a brand new Lincoln out there. And I went out there and I opened the garage, and I'm looking in the garage, and I said, "Oh shit!" And she said, "What?" "It's just a mid-size Lincoln SUV." And I said, "That's the nicest Lincoln they make right now in the mid-size SUVs. You know that, right?" And she was like, "What are you talking about? I traded both the vehicles in, and I got a bunch of money back. I don't know what's sitting right there." And I was like, "This has got like the upgraded 22-inch rims on it. It's got like the really high-end Michelin tires and stuff on it. You've got this like Looks like the platinum style trim and stuff all over it. And I got inside this thing and I was like, oh man, this thing is loaded to the gills. They really got you, huh? And she said, well, I got a bunch of money back. So I traded the big truck and the Escalade in for it. And the Escalade was it was probably a 21, 22 model. The GMC was like a 22 model, 3/4 ton. And I said, let's pop the hood on this thing. It's got the 3-liter twin turbo in it. I said, do you understand what you're driving right now? This is literally the fastest mid-size SUV on the freaking road. The fastest one. It's faster than any of the bigger SUVs as well, until you get to the supercharged, like, Escalades and stuff like that, and this thing will still smoke them off the line, probably to close to 100 mile an hour. You understand that this is the fastest production SUV on the road right now. And she didn't even know what she had sitting in her garage. She was like, oh, I just thought it was nice, and I drove it, and I really liked it, and it was a lot smaller than the 3/4 ton and the Escalade. I said, yeah, I bet. This is like literally one of the most desirable midsize SUVs. New Lincoln SUV, trading both those in should have been a even swap. Well, she got money back. She said she got quite a bit of money back. Okay, go ahead. I'm assuming you meant 2010 Ford Edge. Go ahead, shoot. Let's hear it. $2019, got it, go ahead. Ha! I like those tours. Hopefully you're typing about the Edge. You can go ahead and let us know what your question is. We'll give you some time, obviously. We ain't going nowhere. I want to throw some... I want to bench a little. I'm going to turn one of these heaters off. I'm starting to get overheated here. Trunk latch gets stuck. I don't know if it's the fuse, like a video I just watched. When I close the latch, it doesn't secure properly, but my trunk closes. But inside the car, it says it's open. Do you have an auto close, or is it a... I'm assuming it's auto close, right? You're not closing it yourself? I don't even have Lizer's number, Trouble. I don't. Oh, you guys, you remember that stuff we sprayed last night? That frame protectant stuff, the rust protectant stuff? That's what it looks like when it sets up. It's like a dry wax. See, it's got that light coat of wax all over it, and it's solidified. Well, in order for you to get on live with me, I would have had to have invited you before I came on, and seeing as we're not friends, I mean, there's no way I could have invited you, so maybe another time. But I've got some basic questions for you because I've worked on a bunch of these. I don't know if you've probably seen some of my videos on the trunk latches and stuff on the Fords. So you have to get close and slam it for the latch to fully close. Okay, here's what I would suggest for you. On the trunk side, there's a latch that grabs what's called the striker. The striker is the little bar that it hooks onto. I don't know if you've done this or not, but a lot of times there's a Torx bit that goes in each side of the striker, and those can be loosened up, and that striker can actually be moved out a little bit. And once that striker is moved out a little bit, then you tighten it back down, and then you try again. And you may find that it just needs to be adjusted, and that's it. That you don't need to screw with anything else. And if it's an auto open, auto close, and that striker has kind of went back a little bit, you know, it's not going to know what to do. Slam it like you slam it with your hand. You're going to have to actually loosen it up and move it forward just a little bit. And just like Metal GT said, sometimes those strikers don't keep their true form. Sometimes they will bend. And what you'll have to do is you'll actually have to bend it back in the right position, or you'll actually have to remove the striker from the vehicle and actually put a new one in there. But most of the time those are adjustable. You can just loosen up the two bolts that hold it. Don't loosen them all the way. If you want to leave them a little snug, you can too, and just get a little small ball peen hammer or something and just tap it forward just a hair, tighten it back down, try to close the trunk again. And you'll find that now you don't got to slam it no more. Now, since the striker's moved out, it's latching a lot easier, and it's hitting that secondary trigger inside that latch assembly, and now you don't see the rear trunk ajar open on the dash. And then sometimes the latch assembly itself needs to be replaced. So just, to me, it sounds like a striker adjustment. Sounds like his car is totaled. Whose car? What are we talking about? Well, oh, good thing you're being funny, Metal GT. I wouldn't total a car out because of a trunk latch, but anyway, no. If it was a latch, you're right. There's a possibility it could be the latch, but more than likely that's not the case, because if you can slam it and the lights go off on the dash, that means it's probably more than likely an adjustment problem. Email Rich your contact number and he can send to me. Yeah, I'll give it to Trouble if you send it to me. And if you don't want to send it to me, that's fine too. I won't send you any of those juicy pictures that you've been asking for. Okay, time to get on this bench. I cut in between the webbing of my finger working earlier, and it's been bothering me. Anyhow. Ah. My oh my, you're so good looking. Keep yourself together like a pair of bookends. Who am I when you're not looking? Who are you when I'm not looking? Oh! They pour you something on the rocks. Slide down the hallway in your socks. Ugh. What song is that? Shut up. You making fun of me. Just because I am having a good time singing and you too scared to do it. I don't care. I ain't got to sing good just as long as I'm having a good time, baby. I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through. Man, shut up, Ryan. You're not invited no more. Gonna rain on my parade just because you're not cool enough to try the things that I tried. Some people just can't be cool as other people, you know? I'm watching you, Ryan. You be talking shit. Worst car I've seen people bring in for repairs? Hyundai, Kia, Wonton, Sing Song, Wonton, send it back to the junk one. Is Rihanna still over here talking crap? No, he's done. Hopefully I fixed my cell phone. People could hear me, but I couldn't hear them. I think it's fixed. Man, if you're anything like my dad, it sounds like when you're talking, he's got his cell phone so jacked up that whenever you talk to him on the phone, it sounds like you're echoing the whole entire time, no matter where he's at. Ha! You remember? You remember that video that I did back when I was at the dealer, where the guy bought the freaking Ford Explorer from the dealer, and he oh crap! Come on. He let somebody, what was it? He hit him. He put all kinds of refrigerant in the thing, trying to get it nice and charged up. And then they charge him for an AC diagnostic, you know, evacuate and recharge. And I pulled all the refrigerant out of the vehicle. Let's just say it was supposed to have like 19 ounces or 22 ounces. It had like 34 ounces in the fucking car. And it was basically locking up the AC system. Wasn't working properly at all. So I pull it all out and I put the proper amount back in. And next thing I know, hey, the vehicle's running great. I put it back outside. It's done. Wrote up my repair order. The customer is throwing a freaking fit because he lost 12 ounces of refrigerant. And I was like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Put it in a bag and tie it up and give it back to you? What the hell's wrong with you people? He's throwing a fit that he lost all this refrigerant that he couldn't get back. That's your freaking problem. It ain't my problem. Maybe tie it up in his Walmart bag for you and hand it back to you, fucker. guy was livid, man. He was literally up front, fussing and throwing a fit, and the service manager and service advisor, like, what the hell? Here, let me get this plastic bag and I'll shove this shit in there. Tie it up for you. There you go. Have a great one, Tiger Eye. And then you read the comment section, people are like, man, you guys are a ripoff. You took all that guy's refrigerant out of there and you didn't even give him 12 ounces of comp pay off the ticket. You know, you should have gave him 12 ounces of discount on the ticket because now you got it 12 ounces of his refrigerant. Get your boo-boo to fool, goofy. Oh, some people are goofy, man. I gotta go real slow when doing this, but something's wrong with this left shoulder. When I go down and I get to about right here, it wants to, the pain is terrible. Man, I could throw this around like it's nothing, but I can't do it right now. I have to like do slow pauses and really focus on what I'm doing because the shoulder is really acting up. It's been acting up now for a couple weeks. You can't fix stupid. That's right. That's like box marked pet fart. When you open it, it says inside, oops, you let it out. Oh shit. I still remember coming to get my car and standing in that cold parking lot talking to this celebrity Ford mechanic next to a gray Bronco looking at my car idle after a nice manifold job done. Oh yeah, that's when I first worked on your car. Yeah. I remember. Do you guys remember this? How many OGs are here on this channel from way back in the beginning? Almost the beginning, not quite. A little bit. I was already started a little bit. It's even still got dust on it. The Maisto Special Edition Bronco. And who remembers this one? This was the other one. The 2020 Mustang Shelby GT500 Special Edition. So one of my subscribers on the channel showed up and brought me that as a gift for being an outstanding person on the internet that's contributing to the community out there in Dundee and stuff like that. And the guy said he really appreciated my work and he wanted to leave me a gift. So he left those on my box years ago. And I still have them. I have never opened them, never touched them. I even have the 100th anniversary edition years ago when I bought the special edition Snap-on torque wrench. This came with it. It's a 100th anniversary edition Snap-on limited edition celebrating 100 years. NTT IndyCar Series. Simon Pagenaud, if I'm saying that correctly. Let's see. Never opened it. Left it in the box. It's collecting dust though, but you remember that, Ryan? Is that roses in your picture? MS 1967411. What's your name? Give us a name to call you. Something. Yeah, that was, Ryan, you're right. That was on my toolbox at Ford when I got back from like a test drive or something. I was like, what the heck? You remember this? Let me know if you remember this scenario. I went out to my car. And when I went out to my car, there was something hanging from the door that somebody had dropped off. I never knew who they were. What was hanging from the door? Does anybody know that story? Who's been here long enough for that? Work your inside shoulders, do some reverse butterfly, lay down on your bench, 5-pound weights, and just bring them together and pull them apart. Yeah, that's a good idea. What I like to do is if it is not complete incline, but kind of down a little bit, so my head's not flat, I like to be just up just a hair, like to the first position. And then yeah, that's actually, you know, you're right. When I go back, that's where I feel it. It's only in the reverse position. And it's not the forward position anywhere, but only when you get to the reverse position you feel it. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I'm going to start doing that. Now, I'm just curious. Normally, we don't got too many ladies staying up this late talking to us. How many women are on here right now talking, watching us buffoons talk back and forth, us guys? How many? How many are on here right now? There's 27, and I know there's some ladies. What's up, Dave? Sound issues on your end? I'm still good. It says 100% connection here. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Anyhow, quit doing my workouts. 58 years old. Are you from the area? Are you from like Illinois? First women in Michigan to hang guardrail. Wow. Congratulations to you. That's excellent. Appreciate that. Then I'm glad you understand, and we got somebody else in here, you know, other than a bunch of swinging schlongs. It's got the Indy kind instead of the Audi kind. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. This thing really helps with that shoulder. Really helps. Keep it kind of, helps me isolate it, keep it twisted in just a little bit. It's hurting though. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do those reverse flies tomorrow. Start working on it. Man, I bet that road construction job probably pays freaking bank. Way better than us mechanics make. That's it. That shoulder's barking at me. It's saying you're done, sucker. I'm done with this workout. It's barking. Alright. Well, what's next? I'll do some upright face pulls. Get some of those in real quick. When from waitressing, what was the culture shock going from waitressing to road construction? That's got to be like night and day. Probably hard to adjust a little bit. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's why. Well, that's why I finished that way. I always try to finish with 225, but normally I try to get like 15 to 20 on my finish. And if I'm using the slingshot, sometimes I try to bump it up 25 to 30. But right now I'm just not feeling it with the shoulder. It's hurting to the point where I probably shouldn't even be doing this workout until I get it figured out with strengthening the area that's messed up. Oh, God. That would suck, having to be everybody's personal counselor. You know what? You should tell them that after all the shit that I've been through in my life, I'm not saying all women are the same. You got different types of women. You got women that are submissive and they naturally like to be that way because that's how they feel comfortable. And you got other women that are very, very dominant. And they want to have the final say and making this, hard decisions and stuff like that. And then there's what I call the slightly confused ones. They don't know if they want to be dominant or submissive. But I tell everybody all the time, like, no matter what, I think women are just a different creature altogether. And we're never ever going to understand anything that they're going through, just for the simple fact that we're pretty clean cut and dry. We like physical attraction and then emotional attraction, where a lot of women, it's the emotional side first before the physical, so it makes it that much more complicated. And then we're very simple. We don't need a lot of shit to make us happy. It'll be just very, very simple things. And we don't have to have a lot of big, long conversations and well thought out conversations. We're okay with just the minimal. And we understand with just the minimal. But then you get ladies that they want the long conversations, they want the well thought out this, and they want the emotional that, and it's like, man, I don't have time for that shit, man. Like, I get it, but my brain doesn't function that way. Just keep it very basic. Talk to me very basic stuff. Do very basic things for me. That makes me happy. But honestly, I don't think I've ever figured out a single woman that I had in my life. Not even my wife, not my daughters. I have no idea. No clue. Because 1 minute everything could be perfectly fine. An hour later, it's like all hell broke loose. I have no idea what happened. And nobody can explain to me what the hell just happened. It could be weak, and it also could be that there's so much pressure pulling on it that it's having a hard time releasing and letting go, because of the fact that it's too much pressure pulling on it. Loosen it up a little bit and bring it back towards the outside of the vehicle just a hair and see if it gets easier. And if it doesn't, then put it back where you had it. Mess with that latch and see if it changes anything. That latch might be so wore out now because it's struggled for so long and you've having to slam it and stuff like that, that you need a latch as well. You never know. Oh yeah, Ryan, Jesus. Live again, baby. Met my husband when I was 13 and we got married at 28. He turned into an alcoholic and drug addict, and we got divorced 7 years after we were married and had 4 children. Jeez, y'all, we're getting busy in that short amount of time. Oh yeah, I remember the safety video when you made. Everybody flipped out on you. You were wearing foam on your chest and a face. I put like a face shield on. I put foam pads on. I put these things on my arms. I put all this safety stuff all over my body. And I made a video going like this in front of it. And I was like wiggling and dancing and stuff. I had safety glasses on. I had a shield on over that. Safeties. These are safeties right here. You see these safety squints? Safety, these nuts. Who remembers this one? Who remembers this one? Where's it at? Yeah, it's right here. Who remembers the scar right here on the channel? Who remembers that scar? If you give women what they want, they'll resent you for it. You know what? It's not. I don't think that's it. It's how easy you make it is what it is. People like to be challenged as human beings, natural human beings. We like to chase. We like to challenge. And once that challenge and that chase is no longer there, it's not interesting anymore. So Yeah, it was yeah, the U joint with the pneumatic on. I was being an idiot. I was paying attention to what I was recording. I kept looking off to the side like this while I was impacting that thing, and it was already too late. Shattered, piece went up under me. I thought it just skipped and kept going. Shit, it sliced it open and went underneath and stayed, and I had to have surgery to remove it. Dummy. Hey, you P. When it comes down to his ego, gotta learn to pick your battles. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Me and my wife got into it a little bit after that live stream earlier. It's really frustrating when the baby's crying and somebody's trying to talk to you over the baby crying. And I know what that feels like. And I didn't think to myself right there in that moment, what does she feel like right now? The baby was screaming in her ear and stuff like that, and I'm trying to say something to her like, hey, you want me to take the baby? And I should have considered what was happening right in front of her face, but I wasn't. I was selfish, and I was like, do you want me to take the baby? And I was being kind of aggressive. And she was like, I can't hear you with the baby. So I went in there and I was like, do you want me to take the baby? And she's like, well, you don't have to be evil with me, kind of. And I was like, I am. I was thinking about me and not about her and what she was going through. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'll take the baby and I'll get the baby to sleep. But yeah, when a baby's screaming in your ear and stuff like that, I had to let the ego go and be like, yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking about what you were going through right now. I was thinking about what I was going through. So I know what you mean by that. Morning. Josh, morning. What are you working overnight? Morning? Huh? I would like to know who my first subscriber was. I don't even remember my first. I should have screenshotted it, or I should have did something. My first 10 subscribers. That would be awesome for me to know that and see if they're still following me. But I don't know how to do any of that. I'm gonna lighten this up a little bit. Yeah, I'm still not registering that I'm older. So, if y'all are looking for a garage heater, tomorrow I'm going to post a video on that heater right there. That is the best heater, hands down, that I've ever put my hands on. Mind you, I only put like a quarter of a gallon of diesel in this thing, and it's literally been running for hours on a quarter of a gallon of diesel. I bet you I probably already got 4, 5, 6 hours on this, on the same quarter gallon of diesel that I put in there. All of it went to the one on the wall and the box unit that goes outside the door. This right here is right out of the box. Slap it together, put diesel in it, shove your exhaust pipe out the door somewhere, and it's got that heat wrap on it. But it's been running for an hour and 15 minutes now on just this run tonight alone. I'm going to release the video on that tomorrow morning, and that thing should be fairly cheap. It's a nice unit, man. It's extremely nice. That's funny. He did one with Ray, and he was in Walmart wheelchair and had a bad knee again. Yeah, that was when one of the employees at Dundee Ford actually fell into me and fucked up my whole MCL and everything. Who's been watching me since I've been before Dundee Ford. The OG videos back when it was Rush Truck Centers, when I was a diesel tech there doing transmissions and clutches and suspension overhauls. Yeah, I know they were saying that they were saying be careful as of like the 30th and the 31st, because with people's EBT getting cut, there's going to be some crazy stuff going on. But they were also talking about pulling some strategic money that they've been putting away from the extra tariffs that have been being put on goods, and that they may end up releasing that money out to the military people and the people that need EBT to help them stay afloat. But they're not sure how all this is going to turn out yet. And if the fucking Democrats would just do their part and sign the shit just on the resolution for the EBT people, or the military, or the federal government people, just sign that part. Fuck everything else. Come back to the table and reconvene on all that. But, you know, honestly, I'm not for children going hungry, no matter what political party you are or what your agenda is. So this should have never been a thing that was even thought of. And if you really had a problem with the amount of people that were on EBT, then you need to do a better job vetting them, just like people buying guns. It just all comes down to, is the government doing their job? And they're not. On either side, they're not. It's a shit show. But I'm personally not okay with anybody going hungry, because I know there are some people out there that do need assistance. And if that's cut off, that can affect them desperately, and they're going to need help. And if I see somebody that needs help, I'm going to try to help them. This to me is not okay, that they're doing this and they can't come up with an agreement. But if it is true that what the Republicans say about all this extra wasteful spending and stuff that the Democrats are trying to add back into this, plus, I'm not okay with that, if that's the truth. But if the Republicans are lying about it, and the reason the Democrats are so up in a tizzy and not wanting to sign things, and it's because they're trying to protect people's insurance premiums, then I guess I would have to begin to say that I understand why they're doing what they're doing. Because they're saying, on one side, they're trying to add $1.5 trillion towards this big, beautiful bill. And on the other side, they're saying that's not necessarily true. The Republicans are literally going to almost double your premiums, if not more, when these tax credits run out and all this other stuff. So, I don't know. They need to quit doing this shit, and there should never be, it should never be allowed that the government is shut down. Never. And just like that one senator, that was it, a Republican senator from Minnesota or something like that, and he said, I drew up a bill that when this type of situation would happen, you would have to stay in office 7 days a week until you came up with a resolution. Until you actually sat down and agreed. You were forced to come to work every single day and work on nothing but that every single day until there was a resolution. And the bill got thrown out. The bill got thrown out. The bill got thrown out. And he was like, nobody wanted to agree on it. That was the best thing that you could have done, is make it mandatory. If we can't come up with an agreement, everybody's coming to work 7 days a week from that point on until we come up with an agreement, and we have to negotiate. We have to figure it out. And he said they wouldn't pass it. So that's pretty sad to me, that you have people out here that are trying to do the right thing, and still it's not good enough. What do you guys think about it? April 28th, 2021. What was April 28th, 2021? Out of firewood, can't get any more, or able to handle it. How warm it make it? The garage. When I came out here, the garage was about 55-ish. It right now, it's been running for an hour and 15 minutes with about 20 minutes that the wall heater helping it, but that actually pumps out way more air than the wall heater does. So let's figure out. Well, I'm about to let my heat out for you because the thermal gun that I need is in the Sierra. So let's do it quick. If I can make a suggestion, I would go make sure you got a couple of 5-gallon jerry cans of diesel, a couple cans of gas for your vehicle, and make sure you got cash out the bank. November is hot. Oh man, the keys in the freaking house now. See all this work you're making me do? It gets the garage. It was about 50, 55 when I came into the garage. It's at about 70 right now, is what I would guess. Oh wait, do I have a key out here? It's about 70. We're gonna call it 70. Sorry, I just don't have what I need here. I go in the house, possibly wake somebody up by opening doors and stuff like that. Go back outside, open the truck, go get the thermal gun. We ain't doing all that. It was last night when I checked and I was shooting the different surfaces to see how the heater was affecting it. The wood up there was like 69. The ladder was like 67. The TV was like 68. The two boxes, the wood table and stuff, 68, 69. So we're right at about 70 degrees. And if I would have had this finished sealed off, the ceiling, it'd probably be 72, 73. There's a lot of the heat's going up in there. Somebody say something. Ain't nobody saying nothing right now. Y'all got me wigged out over here. Is our comment section frozen? Is that what's going on here? Live chat. Oh yeah, it did freeze. I see where everybody's at now. What's the heater called again? The heater's called, you could click on the link in the morning and order it from the link when I release the video. It's Vevor garage diesel roll heater. Man, I missed all kinds of comments because it all froze up. National Guard will be handing out food at the food banks. You shouldn't be able to leave the state. You have to stay working every day. Absolutely. Taking a bunch of food to our local food pantry. I'm not sure how it works, but I believe after 6 weeks then the Senate and everybody can get money from the government. We should be we should be in insurrection and martial law by the first week of November. The Bald Mechanic, what's up, brother? Ain't seen you in a while. April 28th, 2021 was when you subscribed. I watched a little before that, but that's when I signed up because you knew you was getting the goods, baby. Maybe off topic. 22 Chevy Colorado cannot get shutters active with scan tool. Has power on grounds and LIN bus signal. Okay. Have you tried manually activating? Have you tried doing a voltage drop, supplying your own voltage to the actuator and seeing what's dropping and actually checking the resistance of it to get an idea on, is the actuator itself messed up? Oh no, it's still hot. Yeah. Well, I was supposed to go back today, but then HR was like, no, don't come back because we don't know if we can handle a mechanic with bending, kneeling, climbing restrictions because you do all that stuff every day. Ryan, it's not freaking rocket science with exhausting the heater. This one, literally, you put a little tiny hole in a wooden door, or you close the garage door on top of it almost. You can build your own custom foam piece that goes on at the bottom of the garage door and have this routed right through it. Some kind of high temp foam piece or something so it seals all the way around. You. What I do to relieve my shoulders, I roll a tennis ball and then get them in. And then I go golf ball. Really helps. I lay on the floor with them. Ooh. Okay. You debated cutting a hole in the roof and putting in a hot dog or something? I have a gas line in the garage. The fuck? Putting in a hot dog? Is that what it's called? Yeah, they make the quick jack lifts. They make all kinds of stuff. That is a 10th Mountain Tattoo. That's who I was with. 2nd Brigade, 4th Infantry Regiment, OIF 0709, Iraq. So, but a new actuator? I don't know then, man. I'd have to have my hands on it because you're doing the things that I would be doing. I wish I could come work out with you. I don't have a partner to work out with. Well, you know what? It's one of those things where it ain't never too late to go get one. You got 99 problems, but a fuckhead partner ain't one. I know what you mean. It's like, what is it outside, Ryan? I don't even know. It's like, is it like 50s? Low 50s? High 40s or something? I think it's like in the 50s. Low 50s. Trouble, thanks for showing up. Anthony, thank you for your service. 51 in Northeast Missouri right now. Not too far from you. There, Michael. Probably less. Heart attack when I was in the hospital for that. I had a stroke. In a coma for 5 days, so 3 years in physical therapy. It's really hard to motivate yourself, especially with winter. I don't drive anymore. Wow, that sucks. That sucks. Well, use your family here to motivate you. Oh, that feels good. Oh, that feels real good. It's like stretching underneath the shoulder blades. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. Chilling with my homies. We don't do Celsius here. I'm thinking 4 Celsius is like 12 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. 10 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Jeez. Oy, oy, oy. Man, that little girl, she really does something to me. Jeez. I tell you what, man, I'm so lucky. I don't, I don't deserve her. I don't. But I'm going to take it, and I'm going to be blessed with it, and I'm going to be the best dad that I possibly can. But I never thought that I would be this lucky, to have such a beautiful family and beautiful daughters like I got, and I'm going to run with it, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it, but I don't feel like I really deserve it. But at the same time, this is what God gave me, so. Anyhow. Yeah, I love the fact that I gotta trim this or thin it out, figure out some kind of way to tame it. It's getting bushy. I look too much like the Amish now. I appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words. She was throwing a fit after I got off that live stream earlier. I mean, she was cutting loose in Mama's arms and just giving her hell. She was bridging and kicking and just cutting loose. I went in there and I picked her up, and she went from cutting loose to a little bit of noise, and then I'm in Dad's arms. And all of a sudden she cooked the wings with me for the rest of the time there, and we was out there flipping them together while she was in one arm and I was flipping with the other, and she's watching me all interested, like, ooh, what are you doing? Ooh, what is that? What is that? What is that? She's all stuck her fingers down in the barbecue sauce and put them in her mouth, and I was like, all right, well, there ain't no time like the present, baby. You tasting barbecue sauce. And she loved it. She tried to stick her hand back down in it again. I said, nah. We're not gonna start feeding you all that sugar and stuff so early. Nah. You can get that from real foods, not sauces and stuff like that. So Rich has one of the best new trucks, in my opinion, 15 to 17. Once you hit 18, that's the new gen 5 liter that ended up having the oil consumption issues. But when I picked her up, she calmed down. She barbecued the rest of those wings with me. I got Mom a plate. I fixed her a plate. I took it to her. She was folding laundry in the living room. I took it to her, and it looked delicious. But I'm not doing all those sugary sauces and stuff right now. I just do dry rubs and stuff for the most part. I will do some of the sauces, but they got to be healthy ones, like from that Taste Flavor Company or something like that. Joey Schwoll, the bodybuilder guy that started that Taste Flavor Company, he puts out a good product. Um, yeah, so Mama started eating her chicken wings, and I sat down with the baby and let Mama finish. But by the time Mom finished her food, she's asleep, just laying there, not a care in the world, passed out in my. Then I flipped her over and put her head down. Up until like the last couple weeks, she wouldn't sleep like that. She'd have to be like nestled in your arm, like cradled like a baby. But now she's getting so long and so big that she'd rather lay across your chest and put her head up on your shoulder, and fall asleep that way. She kind of flip flops back and forth between the two. So as soon as she got with me, she was good. She was calm. But I'm like, even though I'm overweight, and I was much more overweight 3 months ago than I am now. I've lost a ton of weight. I'm probably close to 70 pounds now, but I don't want to get on the scale because I've been eating a lot of red meat lately, and I know it takes longer for your body to digest that and process it. So if I look at my weight on the scale and it's not going down, and it's been several days, then it starts to give me that mind screw. So right now I'm just pounding the protein as much as I possibly can and good healthy fats, and just keeping it to more of complex carbs from vegetables, like green vegetables. Every once in a while I'll throw like a beet in. It's got some good fiber and stuff, good for blood flow. And actually, not every once in a while, it's actually every other day. I eat a whole beet. Every morning I take a Super Beet 9000 supplement for blood flow and stuff. And I know I've gotten substantially smaller because I was in a 50 size jean. The other day I put on 42s, and I could put my hands on both sides of my waist, so probably closer to a 40. And I had to wear a belt with them. So I'm hoping by the end of January, by my birthday, January 24th, that I want to be down. I'd love to be down around 275, 280, and that would be close to 100 pounds lost. And I'd like to do it by my birthday in January. No, I got the beard stuff. It's fluffs right back up because it's so thick. Chin it down, trim it down to a chin strap. I don't know about that. I've had it before, but it leaves my neck cold in the winter. She might be cutting teeth. Yeah, she's got 3 teeth already. Over the last 2-3 weeks, 3 teeth came in, and they've already poked through. They've already made their way through the skin. So she probably got a couple more coming right behind it. JS, yeah, you are lucky. 1750, I'd love to have. That's the last year for that, and I love that truck. I didn't know that, Rich. Thank you for letting me know. I was thinking late 18 was when they changed the transmission and engine. No, in 2017, you could get the 3.5 liter EcoBoost with the 10-speed transmission, but I think that was the only year in 17 that you could get it, and it had to be with a 3.5 EcoBoost. In 18, the 5 liter Coyote got changed to the newer edition that was consuming oil, and then you started seeing more 10 speeds made it to the 2.7 EcoBoost and the 5 liter. I don't know if the 5 liter got it in 18, but it may have actually. Some of them got it, some of them didn't. And I think you could get the 6-speed all the way up until like 18 or 19 in some of the model trucks. But in 17 is when the 10-speed came out with the 3.5 EcoBoost. And in 18 is when the 5.0 liter changed to the newer version that was the oil consumption issue because they used that plasma arc spray liner instead of a regular cast iron sleeve wall. And then they went to the low tension rings, which was an absolute nightmare. Susie says a gerbil is trapped in her boyfriend's butt and can't get out. Should he keep feeding it milk with a medicine dropper or just let it starve to death? Huh. I would think that if I was you, I would go to the store and I would buy a little bag of carrots and I would chew the carrots up real fine in little chunks. And then if I was you, I'd grab your boyfriend's butt cheeks and spread them open real wide and then get little pieces of carrot between your teeth and then I would stick it in the gerbil's mouth as it pokes its head out of his butthole. That way he can stay fed. He gets his proper carrots and stuff like that. Best power and durability, efficiency, those truck spotters and all the rest there. Stocks off if you want. My birthday is January 24th. Also beautiful. It's Honest Abe. You got that right. You can't beat this. Look at those low rates. Look, it's Eagle Man. I've got something for you. Free teeth garage. They end up having more teeth than me. I had a Mustang stick, and when I started road construction, I turned it in for an LTD top stock with a difference that felt a lot safer. Yeah, an LTD ride better, for sure, and safer. I bought a real man's truck, a diesel. Yeah, okay. Okay. Do you think the Godzilla 7.3 is the best for Super Duty if no hard towing? Overhead valve is so nice. Yeah, it could be. That or the 6.2. No, actually, no. Take that back. They're now putting the 6.8 back in them again. So I'd probably say the 6.8 arguably might be the best option for somebody that's not really working the Super Duty. 7.3, they might be neck and neck. 7.3 looks just like an LS engine. If you look at my videos where we're tearing them down, it looks like LS lifters, LS manifolds. The way the timing components and stuff are set up, it's just like an LS. Everything is set up like an LS. Looks almost identical to an LS. 1750 with a 6-speed have same. Wow, nice truck. Then I traded that in after I got married and was having babies for a GMC 12-passenger van, and we went cross country 2 times and camped out of our car and showered at the truck stops. Truck stop showers can be kind of gross, but they definitely serve a purpose. .73 literally looks the same. Yep, it does. Cleater did a video on one, was laughing the entire teardown. Do you remember my video when we first got the first 7.3 Super Duty in with the lifter tick? And we're having to put an engine in it? I'm looking at this thing as we're tearing off the heads and stuff. And I'm like, man, this looks just like a freaking... It's got the same lifters as an LS engine. It's got all the same stuff as an LS engine, it looks like. Just a little bigger. Small block Chevy 350 and a small block Ford 351 can't be beat by any of the newer stuff. I don't know about that. I mean, those are good options. Don't get me wrong. They're very good, but can't be beat. The LS series engine is pretty bulletproof overall for the most part, and the 5-liter Coyote is indestructible for the most part. I don't know. I'd have to say, I think I'll leave that up to you. You decide for yourself. .50 has 202, nice, but really want an F-250 with a 7.3 trim tremor package. My coworker just not totaled his F-150, but he's got a 15 white F-150, and I went there the other day to pick up a tool that I got to do a review on tomorrow. And I said, hey, where's so-and-so? And they were like, oh, he actually had to go rent a car right now. And I said, what do you mean rent a car? He said, I saw the top of his truck out there. They said, yeah, did you see the front of his truck? And I said, no, I could only see over the cars. And he said, go out there and look at the front of his truck when you leave here. He got into an accident on I-80, leaving like Ottawa and stuff coming this way. He left... what's that town out there that starts with an M? It's a town out there. It starts with an M. I don't remember what it is, but he there was a big. It was on the news the other day. There was like a 5 or 6, 7 car pileup or something like that. He was part of it. A deer ran out in front of somebody on the highway, and they locked him up trying to avoid the deer, but they hit the deer. The vehicle, I think, spun sideways or something like that, and then the traffic behind started doom, 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 piling up. .305s and .302s were also very good, very reliable, yes. Any word on Anthony by the old shop? Probably 4 or 5 months ago, I think I talked to him, and he seemed to be doing okay. I think he'd got his teeth, and he started working a little job here and there, making some money. So definitely looking in the right direction. For the most part, he's been pretty sober. I think he's done drugs a couple times, but it's been nothing that's consistent. For the most part, I think for a while now he's been sober. Seems to be doing pretty good for himself overall, and he's working it out, kind of like the School of Hard Knocks way, slow and steady. The Chevy 4.3, that's a badass engine. By the way, how do you think of that Hemi return? Not happy with the MDS and E-Torque? It's alright. Best year for a Coyote, all I got is my 351. Best year, if you want it in a truck, 15 to 17. Maybe the newer ones too, because actually I hear the newer ones are actually pretty reliable, like 22, 23 and up. Starting to get tie-tie. How are the engines in the Ford Taurus 16 non-turbo? Awesome. But it's got an internal water pump, so around 110, 120,000 miles, you need to do the water pump, timing chains, guides, everything on it. It's going to probably cost you a couple grand and a half, so probably somewhere around $2,200, $2,300, $2,400 for chains, guides, water pump, reseal the front cover. Needs to be done. I wouldn't even skimp and try to let it go, because those water pumps can leak internal or they leak external. But overall, that engine's probably one of the most reliable engines that has ever been built, as long as they're maintained properly. So yeah, I give it a pretty high rating overall. 350,000 miles. I did my tranny flush at 100,000. My daughter froze up the caliper and had it towed to a junkyard. It's like, what in the hell did you do that for? What do you think about a 17 Transit with a 3.7 in it? You don't want those problems. What are you using it for one? Is it a T250, 350? The subframe in those, the bolts rot out in the actual body. And it literally takes hours upon hours upon hours of trying to work and free up those bolts to even get them out in a lot of cases. Sometimes they're so damaged, taking out the subframe to do specific work underneath the vehicle, that you have to send it off to a specialty body shop that does frame repair work, and you have to cut out the inserts in the frame, the unibody frame, whatever, to add new inserts in, and everything has to be measured out on a measuring automobile machine that you put all kinds of like measuring devices on back and forth to make sure you got it centered and perfectly set, symmetrical to the other side. It's a pain in the butt. The rear brakes are captive rear brakes, I think that's what they call them, or captive rotors or something like that. So you got to pull the rear tires off. Then you have to pull the axle bolts out. Once you pull the axle out, pull the caliper bracket and stuff apart. The pistons in those rear calipers like to get froze. They're stuck and damaged. The brakes wear out by 20,000 miles in the rear. You got to pull the axles out to do the brakes on it, because once you pull the axles out, then you got to knock the rotor loose from the face, and it has to be spun about 15-20 degrees. Then you could slide the rotor off. Then you can put the new rotor back on, clock it, 15 to 20 degrees the other way. Then you have to have a new set of axle bolts because you can't reuse the old ones because eventually they will come off. They're torque to yield bolts. Then that Transit has a special locking nut that if not installed correctly, you'll damage the whole entire rear end in that thing. The shielding and stuff underneath the Transits make a lot of noise going down the road. It's very annoying to the customers. There's a point in the exhaust system where it comes off of the engine and meets just underneath the driver and passenger side, more on the passenger side there's a weld spot that's welded in between the two exhaust pipes that cracks, and it makes a chattering sound while you're driving down the road. It's kind of difficult to jumpstart those vehicles if you don't know how to jumpstart them because the battery is underneath the driver's seat. So every time you have to service the battery or change it, you got to pull the driver's seat completely off of the floor and then fight with the battery tray and stuff to get it out. And then everything has to be clocked back in the same position and then the driver's seat put back on. And in order to jumpstart the vehicle, you have to find a good ground spot somewhere on the engine. It could be any major ground stud. And then you could take the positive and go to the big thick lead that's feeding the fuse box, and you can jump start it that way. Or else you have to pull the cover up, slide the seat forward, try to fidget with jumper cables or jump pack cables underneath the driver's seat, which is, you got almost no room to work. So yeah, did I say enough? I hope I've said enough. I hope you get an idea on what you're looking at. ...2008 Arcadia. The boys' stereo system went out, and it was because all the wiring were in the door jamb and water on... Oh, wow. Yeah, the 10R80 came out in 2017 in the 3.5 EcoBoost F-150. Yeah. Yeah, the Transits have the worst brake design out of any vehicle that I've ever seen. If you look at the way the Transit brake design is designed, it's a European design braking system. It's a European design body. And even if you look at like the Volkswagen Taos and the Tiguan's and stuff like that, those European cars have the same brake style system that the Transits have. And those cars have service campaigns out because the brakes are wearing out before they even hit 12 to 15,000 miles. So it's a defective design in the European braking design. It's just trash. '89 Jag. Yeah, those are nice. But you see some of those guys, they take the original engines out of them. What were they, like V12s or something like that, or some big-ass engine, and they end up retrofitting them or putting small block 350s in them. Is the S-Line essentially an EcoBoost rebadged because of the reputation it created? No. The S-Line is just a... it's just a nicer interior package. It's to kind of make it look like the ST ones, but not give you the full-blown ST experience. So it's a little cross between the two. I'm about ready to go to bed. To Chicago and back to Grand Rapids. All right, fellas, ladies, gentlemen, ladies, boys and girls, polar bears and little kittens. I think it's bedtime. Miss 1967 411, since we don't have a name, it's your bedtime. Michael, it's your bedtime. Randy, it's your bedtime. Ryan, it's your bedtime. Anthony, go to bed. Tim, bedtime. JS, bedtime. Jason, you too. Get your ass in bed. Don't make me tell you again. Well, I'm coming over and I'm putting you to sleep. We're cuddling to sleep. Ben Ray, get to bed as well. Children of all ages. Good night. Good night, Rich, and everyone. Thanks for the live. Make sure to hit that thumbs up on the way out. Or don't let it hit you where the good Lord split you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. When are you going to tell us what to call you? 1967 411. You're just going to make us say Miss all the time. Hey, Miss. Night, good night, good night. Womp, womp, womp. Wampa 1. Go to bed. Good vibes, your bed too. Good night, World Series 14th inning. Oh, wow. Rhonda, there we go. I'm too scared to do that, Anthony. I don't know why. I'm too scared to take the whiskey and put it on her gums. I'm just too scared. I don't know. I heard they make an organic baby Orajel that doesn't cause any issues for them, and it's actually really good. She kicks me out of the bed, Rhonda. She kicks me out of the bed when she's real fussy and she's having some issues with she wants to be by mama and daddy. She'll get next to me in the bed and she'll turn her head towards mom because she likes laying over by mom. She'll put her head that way, but she'll rub her butt on me and put her feet up against me, and she'll like nudge me over to the side of the bed as if she wants me to give her more space, but she won't touch mom. She'll leave mom alone. And next thing you know, I'm like, all right, I'm going downstairs. I'm leaving you two women alone. And I put the pillows around her to stop her from like getting off the bed or rolling off the bed. But she'll push me off the bed. Okay. Good night. See ya. We'll do this again in the morning, maybe tomorrow night. I like doing the workouts in the morning at night and having you guys involved because it holds me accountable, and it's less likely that I'm going to try to make an excuse why I need to work on this or work on that versus working on my health. So I hope you guys don't mind. This is huge for me. It actually forces me to do right by myself, and then you guys actually helping hold me accountable for at least trying to be somewhat active. So I appreciate the company as always. You have 6 grandkids and you're only 50, brother. You got started too damn early, or your kids got started too damn early. One or the other. Holy moly. You'll be sitting at Acura where? What Acura? Out by you? Just text me, Ryan. Just text me. Text me if you're bored and you need some. You need your boyfriend to come out, spend some time with you. 'Cause I'll come boyfriend up. All right, I'm out. Going to bed. See you guys. Bye bye. Love you all.